Hey, thanks a lot, Sean Gabbert, filling in beautifully last week. The secret weapon of DLP.
Well
I'm so
done,
happy
Sean.
He had yet
Sean
to be
finally came in.
He's the longest drive.
Well, yeah, he lives in D.C. He's got multiple properties. I think he had to fly back early from fucking Spain or wherever he was.
He's living a different life than we are.
Yeah, he's in a different tax bracket than
you
your
were
boys.
at Pizza Hut. I didn't even know that existed.
Dude.
Think about if we the story with us and the women. What I was bringing to the table versus what he was bringing to the table.
Yeah, he's bringing
They're like-
generational wealth.
There was literally a girl that we both hooked up with. That when we went out, she would pay, and now and now she's with him, and he can take her to Spain.
Sean's,
different. Yeah.
Sean's taking you to embassies.
Yes,
I'm taking you to the Marriott Embassy Suites for the free breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not taking you anywhere. You're taking me.
Yes, you're driving. You're picking me up.
Were you like, you're hungry? She's like, yeah. You're like, so am I.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't eaten.
Yeah,
Good.
What would you like to buy me?
I was at, you know, what's funny? I went to a Pizza Hut and Evan wanted to have a birthday party last week. And we looked it up and there's a Pizza Hut restaurant in Pasadena.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think where it is. Is it on Mountain Road?
Keep looking because it doesn't fucking exist anymore. We all pull up to an empty, derelict pizza place.
I have to say, man.
It's not there.
But there is Pizza Hut. It's
There's-
still around,
But
right?
there's no sit-down restaurants.
They don't exist
They
anymore.
don't exist. The
Uh-huh.
sit-down, red-roofed,
I loved it.
frosted glass,
I
Gallagher
loved it
machine.
too.
I loved it.
By the
It
way-
was like a treat.
People do sit down to eat pizza.
We do. We
But-
found a place. It was called Neo Pizza, not far away.
No, there's one near in the town center.
There's
Yeah,
Squizzitos.
that's the one we went to, yeah.
There's what's the place in
There's Spazzico's, Vizini's.
Yeah, there's all kinds of sit down pizza
But
places.
the
Mod
chains,
Pizza.
Luigi's.
Mod,
Yeah.
Luigi's Pizza.
But
Yeah.
Pizza Hut is
Try the Mangione. It's to die for.
Pizza Hut's dead.
Yeah. Pizza Hut, as we know it, is dead.
Let me tell you something, man. I don't know when the last time I had a Pizza Hut pizza was, but their pan pizza.
We
Oh,
still love it.
Dude, with that
Dude.
golden,
Oh
crispy,
my
buttery.
god!
I will put Pizza Hut pan pizza in the big hot black tin
oh yeah,
up against any
Mm.
of
Yes.
that rat shit pizza in New York.
anything.
I'll put up a chain
Yes.
sit down 1997 Pizza
Oh, yeah.
Hut, that deep, not like the deep dish style, and the edge, the pizza went all the way to the edge of the
Yeah.
crust.
Yes, you're talking about the pan pizza.
The pan
Yeah.
pizza.
So
I feel like they invented it.
here's what
I know
they,
they didn't.
did.
They
I,
did.
no, they. I remember
Okay.
them saying, "Hey, we now have this." Is how old I am.
Yeah.
we now have a pan pizza.
Yeah.
I'm like, you do. You know, you could buy a single.
Oh, that's right. If you got straight A's, you get a certificate that you could take
Yes.
in there,
The
and you
personal
get your
pan
own
pizza.
That's
personal
it.
pan
That's it. A
pizza.
personal pan.
What's the Mount Rushmore of food inventions? I don't mean like you invent something so you could cook something better. I
Yeah.
mean like we went like chicken tenders. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
they didn't always exist.
No,
The
there
McRib.
people were eating tendies
Yeah,
in the
right.
swinging 60s.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nobody having chicken tenders in Haight Ashbury.
I
No.
mean, see, here's the thing. I mean, we're going back to the hot dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Hot dog's big.
I mean, the hot
dog
is
is-
changing my life.
yeah, though the hot dog. Is,
Yeah.
I remember Katie goes, I was eating a hot dog, and she goes, "How many hot dogs have you eaten recently?" I started adding them up. I was like, I don't know,
Thousands.
What about a wrap?
5 in the last 2 days.
Yeah. Oh, recently a few.
I don't remember having a wrap growing up. It was just
No.
bread.
but
It
I
was-
don't like a
yep.
wrap.
Really?
I don't mind a
I don't.
wrap.
I like a wrap.
I like a wrap for its transportability in the car.
Yes.
I'm not sitting down at a
Right.
restaurant and ordering a wrap, but if I got to go grab and go, I go wrap.
Yeah,
Grab and go is all nice and
I like a grab and
self-contained.
go.
Something grab and go in the airport.
What
in
about
the
like
car.
a panini?
no,
Paninis I don't like.
I don't like
because
them either.
It's like the bread. A lot of those breads, it gets very steak knifey. It's the reason I don't like kettle chips. I don't want to chew on a fucking Mach 3 razor.
Yeah.
It is a bit much.
Yeah, the roof of my mouth is all shattered
I
and
like a
shit.
kettle chip.
I
know what you're saying,
I like
though.
a ruffle chip. I'll
Mhm.
take a classic flat lays. A Doritos, the king. But yeah, like one of those Cape Cod chips can get fucked. Those
think-
things tear my mouth.
I think I've said this before. I remember when they came out with, not talking about the Cool Ranch.
Yeah.
I remember when they came out with the nacho cheese Dorito.
What was before the
It was
nacho cheese?
like
Just a tortilla chip?
A tortilla chip.
Wow.
And what happened is there was
Jesus.
look it up. There was a guy named Avery Shriver. That's his name.
We're just
Okay.
gonna believe you.
I
Avery
trust you.
Shriver was in the Doritos commercial, and he would eat a Dorito, and it crunched so hard that it would collapse whatever
The building would collapse
That's right.
around him.
The
And
cheese
you're like, I
that
want
goes
that.
I
crunch,
need that.
something like that. And oh yeah,
And then Cool Ranch changed the game,
Mhm.
and then they've since,
Yes.
since lost their mind. But no, there's certain some of those like I know I'm not using this word right, but like colloquial food items. Baltimore's got the crab
Colloquial.
cape.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
you
something
get
that's-
the skyline
yeah.
chili. in Cincinnati, which is just fucking dog food.
Wings.
I've
Buffalo.
been to Geno's cheesesteaks in
Oh, yeah.
Philadelphia.
Pat's and Gina, they're across from each other.
It's some of the most soup kitchen dog shit
Yeah.
food
Do you know
I've ever had.
what the cheese is on it?
It's all cheese whiz.
Don't
Cheese
like it.
whiz.
And you know what?
Go to Jersey Mike's down the street. It's the same.
I don't mind it. If you want to melt provolone on there, fine. It's the fact that I've got this dude named Vincenzo. I'm watching him sweat into the meat. I'm
Yeah.
watching this guy on
Yeah.
a flat grill yell at his customers. The customer service is shit, but that's part of the charm. The way he's yelling at you
I don't need that.
and demanding that you have exact
Well,
change.
the other thing, they're
sweating into this
also-
C-grade meat.
They're also unkind.
Yeah. Okay. So the food's shit.
Yeah.
The service is crap. The
Yeah.
building's
Line.
falling apart. By the way, it's in a bad part of town.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't feel great, but like, it's part of the flavor. Like I've been to pizzerias like that in cities, and like every now and then I'll go up to the Hearst Corporate with some of the people from 98, and we'll go down there and get a slice. I'm like, I wish this was Pizza Hut right now.
Dave Dennis says there's still one in Westminster. So
A
Is
Pizza
Pizza
Hut?
Hut sit down?
a lot of Pizza Hut
All
love
right,
here on
and
the
you know what?
chat.
Oh, Pizza Hut rules.
Dave, here's the deal. You let me know when you want to, and you and I will go to Pizza Hut, and you'll
There you
buy me
go.
a pizza.
Yeah,
Whenever
What
you're
a,
I'll
deal,
ready.
what a
go.
deal for Dave.
Whenever
would
you're
love
ready,
it.
Dave,
Yeah.
you let me know.
A
Pick him
DL
up too.
a DL pizza party.
Oh.
How about that? We do that in the next one of the big $50 tiers. Instead of
Yes.
having
We go to
sync up.
Westminster.
We go to Westminster
We go to the Pizza Hut.
and we go to the Pizza
We,
Hut
we
there. and
rent that
hang out.
place out for $40.
Do you know
Yes.
what the Pizza Hut in Crofton had?
No.
Fireplace.
What?
Oh,
You could warm yourself by
in
the fire?
middle.
people propose there.
In the middle, there was a fireplace.
Vows are renewed.
yes,
I remember distinctly going in and going, can I have a seat by the fireplace?
Can I
I
please
have a
sit
seat by the
near the
fireplace.
fireplace?
And me,
Can I have my back to the fire?
I loved it. Me and the boys would go in there.
Follow me, weary traveler.
That's
Thaw
right.
your bones as we wait for
Uh,
your pizzone.
Sticky Nicky says, F everything for the last 24 hours. I'm puking, and my
Oh,
3-year-old
shit.
daughter had to have stitches on her eyebrow. Well, this is a
Damn,
big
girl.
puking day because we just did the bonus show,
Oh, yeah.
which involves some puking. I believe there's more
Lot of
puking
puke
coming
talk.
up.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, during one of the tales told, and I won't say by who, but while we're discussing it, one of us almost puked.
Oh, yeah.
Just talking
Yeah.
about it.
exactly.
One
I
of us
got a
had to-
tender little stomach.
Had to e-break the story because they're like, oh shit, we're about to live one
yeah.
on the Patreon podcast. So go enjoy that. Hey, again, getting back to Sean filling in a lot of kind words last episode. I listened to the whole thing until you guys got done talking about me and I turned it off.
Right.
And
Well,
yeah,
dude, I mean, you killed it.
It was
I mean,
awesome. By the way,
Everybody
I
to
also
a man, to a
heard-
woman.
thank you.
that I went to the worst show, the worst of the two.
You went to the less. I mean, both of them were really good.
Doug Powell, according to Sean, said
Yeah.
that the second show was such a crush, he thought it might be difficult to piece the two shows, content
Well,
from
how
the
do
two
you
shows
feel? 'Cause
together.
you've seen some footage now, correct?
Yes, actually, the big editing. The big editing is we record this on the 10th of December, begins tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm
Okay.
driving to Ryan Air Bear Productions. Ryan Plunkett. He's the guy that made the DLP video
Yes.
that promoted us so
Mhm.
many months ago, maybe a year ago. He's the guy and his whole crew, 9-person crew, 11
Jeez.
cameras. Did I send you the time lapse video that he shot?
I saw that. That was bad.
no,
seen that
I want
thing?
to see it.
This fucking guy, check this out. Didn't
Yeah.
even tell me he did it. He set up something called a 3D globe camera, and I had no idea. He was just like, "Hey, there's something I want to send you. Check this out. What do you think?" And I
Can we
go,
put
"All
that
right."
on the Patreon?
I would gladly give this to you. He shot a 5-hour time lapse of both shows as they all. I'm showing it to Joe right now, and
Oh,
it's
hell
it's
yeah.
sped up, so it's not 5
it's all
hours.
spit in. It's 5 hours shrunk down to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And you see, there's
Oh,
Doug,
awesome.
and this is going to play over the credits. We're going to have this thing as the credits go down. This thing's going to be off to the side, and I'll be
Yeah.
doing the thank yous and everything like
Yeah.
that.
When I say we made
then-
love all night, it's 5 hours shrunk down to 3 minutes.
Yes, it's time lapse dick.
Yeah.
What I have, I got
Yeah.
that time lapse penis. It was 5 hours worth of fucking
Yeah.
in
No,
3
but-
minutes. That's
Yes.
a really good man. Fuck, it's yours.
Is what I said accurate? Because what I said was that I thought the first show liberated you to be more
Yes.
free in the second
The
show.
That makes
fir-
sense.
I kept repeating a phrase at the beginning of the second show saying, I feel like I'm playing with house money. The
Yeah,
first
that's a
show
good
went
point.
so good, and I got everything that I needed.
Mhm.
And I did an hour. I usually like to top out at 45 minutes, but I really forced myself to do one solid hour and actually did an hour and 5 first show, hour and 8 the second show.
Okay.
So I've got more than 2 hours worth of
Got
footage.
2 specials.
I have 2 specials. Well, both shows were
Mhm.
similar except for about 15 to 20 minutes.
right.
So there will be some stuff from the first show that I used, but the first show went so well that I went, I can bomb this second show. I could eat it. People
There
would
is
not
some
show
freedom in that.
up. There was a freedom of like, it's off my back.
Mhm.
Things are going great. Doug, I can't sing the praises of Doug. Doug Powell, legendary comedian around here, who not just on stage was brilliant and told a great story, backstage. This fucking Zen master is backstage with me.
He got you right.
I mean, better than any Klonopin, better than any drink, better than any therapist. Sitting backstage with Doug Powell and having me not hype me up like some guy fucking smacking my face before I
Right.
get in the octagon, but just reminding me why we do it. And I'm not going to get into what he said, but it was,
He had the magic touch.
he
it
had
sounds
the
like.
magic touch. And he goes, just go up there and do what you do. And these people are here for you and go have fun. And then first show goes great. Second show, I'm able to be a little more flowery with the language. I'm able to let some jokes breathe a little bit. I'll go, let me try 2 or 3 things I didn't do on the first show. And it was great. And then I got done at the end of the night and I talked to Ryan and he's like, the footage turned out perfectly. The audio levels were great.
Then you can have the real sigh of relief.
Now I can
Because
have
if the
the
footage sucks, then
what the fuck?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God. Oh God. We forgot to hit record. Yeah.
Right.
It's all audio. It's going to be an album. But no, he says he's got like 2 terabytes of data. He says he's got, I think, 9 different video channels. We had 4 separate audio channels. There were kind of hidden microphones underneath the
Mhm.
various tables. 2 booms aimed towards.
I mean,
had
this
a
is,
lav.
couldn't be more professional.
No, this was about as professional.
Top-notch.
I mean, I spent some money on it. So it's going to work out. And I'll give you some updates as to what's been going on with. So since then, I'm now working with 2 people. I've signed on with an agent, guy named Tony Burton from Buckwald.
Awesome.
He's got some pretty big people. His company does. Buckwald does. He's a broadcasting agent, but he's putting me in touch and we're working with his comedy agent that I got to get this thing done and get it to him. He can do nothing until there's a product to sell. There's nothing to sell. There's nothing to pitch until it's done, but that's tomorrow. Week after, I have all week of Christmas off. And I mean, I am hanging out with Ryan and we're chopping
You
this
two
thing
are going to
down.
get close.
Oh, I'm going to spend hip to hip with our boy Ryan. Second thing is that these days you got to get booked on podcasts. And God bless the
Yeah.
DLP, but outside of $4.95, $6.95, and oddly 2 listeners in Lithuania. I need to get on some shows
Yeah.
somewhere. So there's a guy named Brandon Novak who's put me in touch with his agent that gets him booked on podcasts. And this is a guy that I'll be paying. This is a guy that I'm going to be paying, much like our friend Rory was setting me up with a PR person. He's like, you got to get on some podcasts. Luckily, I've been on Stavi's show. So I can take those appearances,
That's a big jump start.
give that to them and be like, this guy's done stuff. I
Mhm.
was on Harlan Williams' podcast a couple years ago. I can take that and give this to this guy, Spencer, and he's going to package those together. He's going to package the fully loaded footage, and then he's going to put together a sizzle of the special. And he's going to try, and fingers crossed it works. He doesn't get paid unless I get on. He's going to get me onto shows to promote late January, early February is when we're going to try and be like, all right,
I love it.
there's a special out. Staub knows him. Ryan Sickler knows him. The Kreischers know him. So now
You're
begins
putting
the
all your
work.
chips in the table.
Oh,
with this.
everything's in.
And so that's
Everything's
you know,
in.
you can't half commit. You're full swing.
You got to spend some money.
Mhm.
And I'm spending some money. The kids are getting they're getting board games this year. They're getting board games.
They're
Yeah,
fine.
they're
They
gonna
don't
be
they
fine.
don't know what a board game is.
They have
but
no
yeah.
idea. No, it's not on a tablet. So fuck it. What's
Mhm.
dice? So yeah, that's it. So everything worked out. Thank you guys for coming out. Dude. when
Lot of
Katie-
love on the chat there. Congrats, Shazin.
Thank
from
you very
Melissa.
much. Thank you.
Brittany said you look like you knew you owned that stage that night, confident and comfortable.
The
Steph
second
said,
show was
going
it.
through
Yeah.
A lot of people
withdrawal.
came to 2 shows. It made me feel
Mhm.
bad.
Yeah,
A
well,
lot of people.
I
came
went to
2
zero.
shows.
I went to
people-
zero. How do
you
I
came
feel?
to the second show
Yeah.
at the end and we're
I
there.
did.
You didn't need to come by and you still came out. And I appreciate that. Dude, Katie came back and she started crying and I started fucking crying and Mudge rolled her eyes at me and going, why are you crying? And I kicked everybody out and we had a moment. Yeah. When Katie was overwhelmed by how well it went, and I went out there and really thanked everybody
Mhm.
from the heart at the end of the first show, being like, I didn't know if I felt like doing this again. Thank you for showing me that I should. Fingers crossed it turns into
There's
something.
a lot of love in there.
It was nice.
Deservedly so.
It felt good. So yes, thank you for everything. Thank you for the recap. And now
And thank you, Jan and Ed and Hack.
Yeah, thank you to everybody that came out.
And everybody in the
also,
chat.
I was telling these guys on the Patreon, you'll hear it. I did feel a little bad after the second show. I was trying to hang out with everybody, and therefore I hung out with nobody. because I was just
people
table.
People you
Kurt
don't
was
know
there,
about.
did the
Ariel
right
was there,
thing.
and James and
Yeah.
Wong and all of our
No,
friends.
Everybody understood.
And
that, I'm sure.
I think they did, and Stephanie was there and she was an angel. So yeah, I didn't get to. There was a lot of people that were talking.
Don't worry, I hung out with everybody for you.
My man.
Yes.
Yeah. Eric, what do you think of that fucking leather jacket?
I
Eric
made
had
the
on?
rounds.
It's
No,
fucking nice, right?
the leather. You mean,
Eric's leather blazer.
Yeah.
The maroon leather blazer.
he's
I
That's the
didn't-
nicest piece of
fancy
clothing he
dresser.
owns.
I didn't see it.
It's fucking awesome.
A maroon
He's
leather.
got a maroon leather blazer,
Sounds-
and it's awesome.
Sounds horrible.
On paper,
yeah,
you're like
but on Eric,
on Eric. You're like
It works.
That's the
things
fucking.
look different on Eric than on paper.
It looks great on
Like
Eric.
his
Alright.
entire existence.
Yeah. If Eric, if you're listening to this, wear that to one of the next DLPs. You might have seen it before, but I
On
love it.
paper, Eric looks like a pretty responsible, normal human being.
Yeah.
Owns a house, a wife, 2 kids,
Beautiful.
both gainfully employed. But in real life, he's a fucking Eric. So yeah, he's-
People are also saying they'd like a little more Doug in
Yes,
the
I did
DLP
see that.
universe. Doug got a. I want to guess. Okay, here's a little behind the scenes with it. That it was supposed to be my friend John Muma. He wasn't able to come
Mhm.
out because he had some family stuff. So Doug did both. Sean had no plans on doing time. After the first show was in the books, I'm like, you're fucking here. You're doing 10
Mhm.
minutes. I don't want to do it. You're fucking doing 10. You're great. I know you'll do great. He goes on. He crushes.
That's what I heard.
No, Doug crushed. Sean crushed. Doug started getting a little taste for it
Oh, is that right?
during the show.
Yeah, I get
asking
that.
some questions, was
Yeah.
kind of bouncing around a little bit. Him and I have talked more since then than we've talked in years. We have not stopped
no,
talking.
I get it.
I think Doug needs to come out and do some DLP.
But
Yeah,
Doug
no.
doesn't like to leave the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here there's a couple things. First of all, yes, but doesn't Doug live in like
Frederick.
Yeah, he lives
Yeah.
in Frederick. He grows his own food.
He's off the grid a little
yeah,
bit.
he's very Unabombery, but without the murder.
No, he just like
Yeah.
cuts up clips of like magazines and mails it to the
Plus,
news organization.
We all know
saying
how
what a
funny
great
the
job.
Unabomber was.
Yeah, hilarious.
Oh, he had a tight 10.
Yeah, real tight 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The only thing he didn't bomb was on stage.
Dude, I love
when he
Doug.
gives you the light. Get the
Yes.
fuck off the stage.
If
But I
Doug
think
wants to be a part of what we do, he's more than welcome.
I
Yeah.
hope Doug will get back on. So yes, it was an awesome time. Hey, speaking of shows, you went to They Might Be Giants, who I didn't
Well,
even know still existed.
Yeah, so let me tell you what happened there. And okay, so I have an extra ticket.
Okay.
Tommy Simbaza, who's a huge They Might Be Giants fan.
If you didn't tell me, okay, somebody has an extra ticket.
Mhm.
Tommy clearly is the one that has the tickets and has an extra
Right.
because one of the people from Laugh Finder has bailed on him.
right.
Okay. Somebody with a lot of stuff in their bio. Not you
No, it's me.
No.
having an extra ticket.
Right.
Before you go, if you had an extra ticket to Taylor Swift, would Tommy have said yes?
He might have.
You think?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
Well, I
Tommy
mean,
likes live
I
music
know what
and
you're
experience.
saying.
Right.
I know what you're saying because like he'd rather see They Might Be Giants than Taylor Swift. That's a fact.
Sure.
But I only say that because it's like he would like the irony
But
in
the
that.
people watching in the Taylor
Yeah,
Swift,
yeah.
it would be extreme.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would like the but anyway, he's like, yes, I'm in. So he's gonna meet me at my house at 6.
By the way, that would be a great thing to say to Katie. I have an extra ticket. I'm taking Tommy, not you, to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh,
She'll
God.
understand.
Yeah, she'll be totally cool
Yeah.
with that. Yeah. Last show in the Eras stop, Joe and Tommy.
So around like 5:15, I'm like, I don't feel so well.
Hmm.
Now I hadn't felt well all day, but the consequences were near.
This was Sunday, 2 days
Okay.
ago.
This was Sunday. The consequences were near. Now, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Thanksgiving was 3 weeks ago,
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, yeah.
How long are Thanksgiving leftovers good?
You know what's funny? There was an article in USA Today online about this that we got in the prep about the distance
How
you
long?
should eat. Yes, that it was like if Thanksgiving
I just
is
think
Thursday,
through the weekend.
that come okay. So salads you had about 24 hours on.
Yeah.
Cranberry, because of the acidity, can last a little bit longer. It seemed to be the thing that lasted longest was potatoes.
Oh, really?
What didn't
Turkey lasted longer.
Turkey,
Yeah.
you've got about 2.5 days on before it gets dry. It'll be
Okay.
safe,
Okay.
but dry. The things you needed to worry about were sauces.
Uh-huh.
You needed to worry about things that were damp, like stuffings, things
Okay.
like
right.
pies, desserts, things that had some moisture in them.
Well, I heated
No.
up 2-week-old stuff.
There's no such thing as 2-week-old pie because you finish that immediately.
yeah, pie doesn't last.
Mhm.
And I put 2-week-old gravy on it.
Ah,
By the way,
the old
Jesus.
2-week combo.
The
By the way, it
nitro meets
wasn't 2
glycerin.
weeks either. It wasn't 2 weeks because Thanksgiving is on a Thursday. So it was actually 2 weeks and 2 days, right?
I can't do the math.
That's 16-day-year-old food.
I don't know if that's right,
16-day-old food.
So I put it and I put the
It
gravy
was
on
too
it
long. I know that.
and I heat it up and I
Uh-huh.
eat it. Well, right before Tommy gets there, I'm like,
That was 10 days, Joe.
I'm a
So-
crush.
oh, it's only 10 days?
Yeah.
It was only 10 days?
Still, anything beyond
I mean,
5,
the 28th.
it's gotta go.
The 28th is Thanksgiving.
Right. And then I ate it on Sunday. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yes, Sunday. It's 10 days.
Yeah. Something
Okay.
Like that.
I'm concerned at a week.
It's a week.
Okay.
It's still a week.
I
to
know.
go.
I,
It's a week and a half.
I got
It
things
ain't
turned
good.
out. Okay, whatever. So 10
The
days
point
went by.
remains.
Right.
Mhm.
So I eat it, and right around, I'm like, I don't feel well.
Front or back?
Front and back.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay, 2-pronged assault.
So-
and your neck.
No,
And your-
but the back had been, by the way, the back had been happening all day.
Oh, good.
Uh-huh.
Prior to the stuffing.
Oh,
Right.
So
But
you went into this meal already having
but here's the deal.
backdoor problems.
I will say
How
this.
do I make this
Should-
worse?
I-
this
I'll-
will help it. Yeah.
Let me say this. The back, I never know if I'm sick. Sometimes that's just what happens.
It's just
It's
you're
normal.
just in a state of
right.
pure diarrhea.
Sometimes,
It's like you have like a bad hair day. Sometimes
yeah.
I'm having a bad back day.
That
I've had
happens.
diarrhea for
Yeah,
5
that
I'm
years.
having a bad whole day.
Yeah.
So
My
I'm like,
whole.
God, let me take a shower and see if I can't get through this. Right. So I turn the shower on and sit in there and I'm like, I sit down on the floor of the shower
Oh
Mm.
no.
and I projectile vomit
Oh no.
into the shower.
Shower. So
Oh.
there's no way to flush this
So,
stuff.
let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm taking as the
Oh.
water comes in, I'm pushing it to the. Follow what I'm saying?
Oh, you're
I'm-
gathering it
I'm
near
pushing it into the drain.
The drain.
And there are pieces of it. I'm pushing this pieces of stuffing down into the.
We should have had a warning on this.
Sorry,
Okay.
guys. I know we did this before, and
Yeah,
I know
our
that
bad.
this. Yeah. Okay. So that happens. Well, now I get up. I
You feel better?
a little bit.
Got it
Tommy,
out of
but,
you?
but
I don't think you feel good about your.
I don't
your
have-
life decision there.
No.
I don't have time to cancel. Tommy,
He's on his
his
way.
way.
Yo, so you can't be like, sorry, brother.
So I'm like,
Tell me about that. It would eat that food and have no issues.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Ugh.
So Tommy comes over and I go, dude, listen, I need about a half an hour. It was a quarter till 6. I said, I need about a half an hour. I just project. So we sat there and he goes, you know what? Let me go to the CVS. I'll get you some Pepto. And
Good man.
because Tommy wants to go.
He's fucking into
He's
this
not
band.
interested in me being
Yeah,
sick.
He
for
wants
this.
to hear Constantinople.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
He doesn't want. That's not what he wants. Okay. So I have some. I also don't want to let him down.
Yes.
You know, because I'm scared of him. And also,
Yeah.
no, I love him. No, I don't want to let him down because I made him drive all the way over, and I know this is something that he really is going to enjoy. Right?
On my, I'm going to say 3-headed Mount Rushmore of ineffective medicines. To my George Washington is Dayquil.
Mm-hmm.
It does nothing. I think it's actually been scientifically proven to
Mhm.
do absolutely
Placebo.
nothing for a cold. In the third place position, standard aspirin for a headache does absolutely nothing for me.
Mhm.
I need extra strength Tylenol. Pepto has never helped my stomach.
It never has.
It never, I mean, out the fucking bottle trying to coat my stomach.
Yeah.
It's never. Mudge has this medicine, and the name escapes me, but it's a prescription for the kids that it does something, and it does something to nausea where you take it and it's worth its weight in gold. It knocks out
Huh.
nausea in
Huh.
a second.
Well, I
Oh,
didn't have that. I
you
only
didn't
had the
you had
Pepto.
Pepto.
But don't worry, it was extra strength Pepto.
Oh,
So, yeah.
good.
Tommy knows what to get.
So I can't.
So let's take a break, hear from our sponsors, and come right back and hear out more about Joe's stomach.
So he goes and gets you the extra strength Pepto.
Yeah,
He's
so-
giving you the 30
yes.
minutes. Are you doing the cup? Or are you doing the cop who's just
No,
had too much and it's out the bottle?
I throw the cup away every time.
Okay.
I drink right out of the bottle. But at that point, I know Tommy isn't like, hey, don't worry about it. Well, he's there. So
Oh, Pam knows Zoltan. Zoltan, that's the stuff. Yes,
so-
or something like that.
So
Zofran?
then
Zofran, Zofran,
but then
Zofran,
she
excuse me,
retracted her message.
Zofran.
Why'd
I
you
fucked
do
it up.
that?
Not Zofran. Zofran's it.
So
Yes.
anyway, so now, but I have to make Tommy drive. I feel guilty,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
can't. So we drive there. We go to the concert. While I'm at the concert, things are not much better.
No,
Mm.
it's not a good place to be.
Things are not much better.
Are you using the bathroom?
Listen,
oh no.
so before they even start, I go, let me hit the bathroom before they come on stage. I go into the bathroom, and as I'm walking in the bathroom, I hear, "Ladies and gentlemen," there's no one in the bathroom because the concert's starting.
Perfect.
Everybody's
Perfect
excited
time to have diarrhea.
and I'm in
Yeah.
there, and I'm fucking just
Destroying.
destroying.
There's not a push to be found. Your body's taken over.
And I'm like, you know what? If I just hang out in here, I'm fine. I'll just hang out in the bathroom.
This is where I'll
Worth the
be
ticket.
the whole
I'll
show.
just,
Tommy
I-
makes friends with anybody.
I own this stall.
Yeah,
and I shit for 2 songs. Okay, for 2 songs. I heard 'em.
2-song dump.
that might be a
Yes.
show title.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes, I sit in there, and I'm like
2 for
God.
2.
And I'm not gonna lie.
2 for number 2. 2 for number 2. It's a 2 for Tuesday.
Okay.
Oh my
there we
God.
go.
I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
it.
I was
Oh.
thoroughly comfortable.
Yeah. You're not worried you're gonna like prolapse after a while if you sit too long?
If I had to do it over again, I would have just stayed in there.
Just stayed in there the
Well,
whole time.
I have other friends there that Tommy knows. He's fine, and then I could have let Tommy.
No, he's social. He's going to be fine. Is this
Right.
one of those? Is this also one of those shows where maybe you planned on maybe enjoying yourself a little bit?
That's the other thing.
you didn't get to
So,
do that.
no.
Banging. Yeah,
There's been a lot of
man.
banging
He's
recently.
hot,
Now-
man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, and people can judge me, whatever. One thing I never, ever, ever, ever enjoy is seeing a concert straight.
Oh,
Who the hell wants to
worst.
be at a concert
Not me.
straight? What am I? A
You
fucking
mean sober?
A
Any-
sober
yes,
show.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yes.
I thought you meant straight, like
Yeah.
sexually.
Yes. I want to be gay. and
Suck
I'm
a
gay.
dick.
Right.
During Captain
If
and
I'm
Tennille.
seeing
No.
a Bob Seger cover band, I better have another man's dick in
That's
my
right.
mouth.
Thank you. I'm gonna
No,
suck
I-
nuts during
Yes.
Christopher Cross.
It doesn't matter if it's my favorite band. I
Right.
don't want to be straight.
No.
So but what do you?
So
They have alcohol there.
I can't drink alcohol.
It's gonna fuck your stomach up
Now,
even more.
But what but Tommy had something that I was planning on taking.
Oh, that
And you
sounds
know-
right.
And that would have been absolutely fucking perfect.
Mm.
But I couldn't take it because I couldn't eat a fucking crouton if I had to at that point.
No.
So I'm in the bathroom straight, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm just, I'm sitting down,
How's the sound system in the bathroom?
which I could hear every song.
Oh, nice.
I could hear everything. I'm like, what is that? iPalindrome I? Perfect. So I'm listening and I'm like, I'm looking up the songs that they're singing on my phone.
What
I'm
if from
fine.
now on
Tapping your
Joe
toes.
can't shit unless he hears he might be John?
Joe might be shedding.
Yeah, I'm constipated. Let me play.
Yeah.
I wish I could name one of more of their songs.
I know Constantinople as you reference,
There
and
you
that's
go.
it.
But I did make a huge mistake.
Okay.
I think you already made
Yeah,
that
the
when you
fucking-
ate the 10-day-old stuffing
Yes,
engraved.
the stuffing.
I think
I
I
made-
made another huge.
I made a
mistake.
final huge mistake.
Okay.
Yes.
I left the bathroom.
Oh
Um,
no.
I never should have left.
You were
You
you
went
I
back
should-
down to Gen Pop.
That yes, I wanted to. I
Yeah.
didn't want to.
You had a good
I
thing
didn't
going
want
there.
them worrying about me. I didn't want.
Yeah.
So I went back out, and I'm literally leaning against the bar for the majority. If you listen to the Patreon, there's some little bit more that
Yeah.
went
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Hear
But
the
I'm
Patreon.
essentially, and here's the other thing. There are women there that are friends of mine, right?
Yeah.
Jamie, Jack's wife,
Yeah.
Kate, Jason's wife, and they see me basically with my head in my hands. They are more worried about what's going on with me than I don't want to be that.
Yeah. You want to be the burden of the evening.
I get it.
So I'm turned around. I left my comfort zone, which was the bathroom. I should have stayed there. I'm miserable. I'm straight. Everything that I don't want to
Worst
be.
case scenario.
It is a fucking horrible.
And consider what you just went through too. When I go through what you just went through, the very first thing I do when I get off that toilet, when it's bad back there, I go right into a shower. I
Yeah.
can't
Not
have.
me.
Did you try to break into their
Violent-
green room?
Not me.
Sorry.
I just sat in it for
Oh,
another. All right.
see, I
So-
can't do that. I have to shower.
So then I go back out. We watch the rest of the first, and the first set is an hour long.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I look at Tommy. I go, Tommy, I swear I'm fine with this. I'm gonna go sit in your car. I
Jeez.
literally said,
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
sit in your car. So I left. We got a great parking
Is this
spot.
a standing room only at this 9:30?
Yes, I'm not sitting. By the way, it was
Okay.
another thing. There was a little bar area, and it's like reserved.
Yeah.
And I looked, it was empty. The whole, like
No one there.
No
Yeah.
one's there. I'm like, I'm sick. Can I sit in
Can I
this
please
stool
sit there and get kicked out at some
until
point?
whatever blue hair shows up to, anyway. So I go and I sit in the car, and I'm not kidding. In about 5 minutes, Tommy walks out, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna leave you out here." So I felt fucking
Oh,
horrible.
No.
Also,
Tommy's a good guy.
I'm not gonna.
Right, but
I'm
I
not gonna
don't-
celebrate this anniversary. By the way,
Yeah, this is
It's
not
just
okay.
calls.
Yeah, we can't have so many.
I'm not going to
No, I'm not going to the 9:30
It's going to be like
club.
the Jewish holiday
Yeah.
calendar. There's just a
Yeah.
new holiday every 2 weeks.
We celebrate
It's all Joe
every
shitting.
one.
Yes.
It'll be
We can play
every
a They
day's
Might
a
Be
holiday.
Giants song.
Yes. At the next Coles in April, we'll be playing They Might Be Giants
Yes.
on a big Say
Close
Anything boombox.
Constantinople.
That's another good show title. Oh, it sucks. So Tommy comes out.
Yeah.
He sits out there with you.
No, we
Is
left.
he-
We left.
You left.
Yeah,
Is he
gets in the
twisted up at
car.
all?
Yes, he shouldn't be driving.
So you're driving.
Yeah, no, he's driving.
Oh,
but he's
fuck.
fine. I mean, it's been an hour and change or whatever,
Okay.
and he drives home.
Did you? This is going to sound terrible. Did you smell it all?
Well, first of all, I don't think that I did,
Okay.
but I mean, if I did, I doubt. Maybe Tommy would have.
It's so
said something.
hard to get a proper level of clean.
Yeah.
After that.
I bet Tommy's car doesn't smell too good, so
Ah.
you're probably
No,
fine.
Tommy's car was clean.
Oh,
But
good
yeah,
job,
but
Tommy.
I got in it and I felt like I didn't smell, but who knows? And Tommy drove me all the way home, and he only saw an hour of this concert, and I felt horrible.
Well,
I felt horrible, and I felt guilty.
except for the things you told us about on Patreon,
Mhm.
which would have had me leave early, even if I was feeling great.
yeah, that's true. And by the way, that's probably why, and you'll have to listen to Patreon for this, but that's probably why Tommy's like, I'm willing to leave right now.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great point. There was
Yeah.
maybe some outside interference. I was
yes,
like,
yes.
otherwise, I'd watch this whole thing. Hey, speaking of comedians that are actually talented, not referring to Tommy, other people, shout out Matt Brown, local Baltimore comedian who recently moved to Austin. And I did maybe 1 or 2 shows with Matt. We sort of knew each other around the periphery, but we were friendly online. We'd comment on
yeah.
each other's stuff. Well, I'll be damned if Matt
Great
Brown,
dude.
great dude, very funny, kind of like stoner comic. But I mean, really well written stuff. He's got a unique look, a real Viking-ish. He's big,
Right.
big red head of hair, big beard, super tall and imposing, kind of the gentle giant thing. He went on the premier comedy podcast, reality show, showcase, whatever you want to call it, Kill Tony. He did the episode, I believe, a week or 2 ago, and they just dropped the episode last night. And he went on as a bucket pull. For those that don't know, he's got a bunch of people in a bucket. They're at this bar across the street that I can get
Fingers
into.
crossed.
I can get into
Mhm.
a second about that because
Mhm.
I've got some inside scoop on that shit. And he went after one of the regulars where Tony's kind of got his people he's given the golden ticket to. You're great.
Yeah.
Come back. You're Hans Kims, your Casey Rockets, your David Lucases of the world. And he's kind of trying to build this new set of stars. Well, he goes on after a regular that does well.
Which could be a tough spot.
Very tough spot. He fucking kills it. And he does it in 1 minute.
You get 1 minute.
Yeah.
I don't get done saying hello to everybody in a minute.
You really have to figure out exactly your game plan. For
Yeah,
that.
because you always get into it awkwardly, so it always starts
Yeah.
out awkwardly.
You have to start out awkward because if you
Mhm.
spend too much time,
Yeah.
like, hey, how's everybody
Yeah.
doing tonight? No, you're burning time.
Yeah.
Go. He gets-
You've already lost if you do that.
You
'cause
already
they're
do
like,
that.
fuck. Why are you asking us
Let me
how
see
we're
if I can
doing?
get this mic
Yeah,
out of here.
just
I'm
tell
kind of
the joke.
nervous. Just go. Fucking
Mhm.
get to the material. And he crushes. He really does well. Afterwards, they do the interview with him. And he had the most normal human being interview. It was Matt McCusker, who I fucking love, Lemaire Lee, and Tony Hinchcliffe. And he didn't come across as this schizophrenic, psychopathic dipshit that a lot of these people, these bucket pulls, it's not the set that they do. It's the interview after.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
they show their ass.
The freak show.
The freak show. And he comes across so normal. I mean, almost to the point where he even says to himself, I'm kind of boring. I have a dog. I work a security job.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's across the street right now. I got to get back to her. She's in
But
there with
he's
those fucking
real.
freaks. He's a normal human
Mhm.
being. Tony me is like, you're doing 8 minutes on my show, 8 minutes on my showcase tomorrow here at the Comedy Mothership, Joe Rogan's Club. So it was a great minute.
He's also giving off, I'm not going to be a weirdo in the green room. vibes.
Exactly. And he also tells like, how long you been doing stand-up? 11 years.
Mhm.
And you could tell he
Got
has
some
been doing
skin in the game.
He's got some skin. He's got some tenure in this thing. He knows how to craft a joke. He delivers it well.
how where does he live now?
He lives in Austin.
I'll be
He's
in.
he lives in
moved
Austin,
to
okay.
the new comedy
Okay.
mecca.
I'll be in Austin in February.
Dude,
6 weeks.
If you're going to be
February
there
28, March 1.
on one of these nights,
Mhm.
I'm hearing from some people that have done it, particularly Matt, another friend of mine, Jeremy, that's living there that went to the bar, not as a comedian.
Mhm.
It is now the fast track to
Oh yeah.
success. I think we might have discussed this on a prior show before.
No, it
one of the
is.
Kill Tony fucking weirdos that went on there that you're like, that guy
Mhm.
is going to 100% end up in the news
You'll
for the wrong
fast track
reason.
to headlining, legit rooms.
Yeah.
So what it does, it is a moth to a flame environment for fucking crazies.
Yes.
Absolute psychopathic handfuls of wet, shivering, insane documents, crazies. And they say that bar, the holding
Oh
pen
God.
across the street, is fucking Arkham Asylum. It is like
They should have a webcam. Or
It
a
looks
live
like the,
show
du-
video.
the
yeah.
double deuce.
It
Yeah.
looks like the goddamn
Yeah.
double deuce, except everybody in there are either insane, they're homeless, they're maybe people like a story I recently heard that couldn't turn it off when talking to you.
Yeah.
Everyone in there is
Right.
doing fucking
Oh,
finger guns, and
yeah.
it's a lot of one-upsmanship. Look at doesn't matter.
And they might be nervous, so they're drinking. to
They're
calm the
drinking, they're
nerves.
getting
Yeah.
fucked up.
Mhm.
It sounds like an absolute Walking Dead horde of schizophrenic, try-hard, one-upsmanship.
Matt's like, I left my girlfriend in there.
You
Yeah.
hear him saying in the interview, he's like, I'm going to wrap this up in a bit because my fucking girlfriend's
Yeah,
over there
it's
with
not
these
safe.
crazies.
Don't worry.
And Tony gets
They're
it.
not into her. They're into who they want to suck off is Tony Angelo.
Is the
Okay.
person talking right
Exactly,
now.
Right, yeah.
But I've been asked by people these days, like I got into at the beginning of this thing, I got a guy named Spencer and another guy named Tony that are going to start working with me to try and get me on podcasts.
It's huge.
And I get asked going, hey, you're going to do Kill Tony. There isn't a fucking universe I can
No.
do that show.
I don't want to be
Not because I
judged.
dislike it.
I don't want to have that the minute. I
Couldn't
don't
do it.
I
Yeah,
can't do
because
it
here's
anymore.
the
I
thing.
would die. I'd
Here-
crumple in 10 seconds.
But here's the thing. It's like, I get it, and I love the concept, and I like that it's a kingmaker, but also it can also kind of fuck you because you're fucking a great comic. What if you have 1 minute that it doesn't work? What
Did
you're
you
done?
see the Chad Daniels episode?
Uh-uh.
Did I discuss the Chad
we
Daniels
didn't
episode?
talk about it.
A little bit. Yeah, go back and watch it. Chad Daniels, who by all accounts is one of the greatest working comedians in the country, went on there as a panel guest and didn't really get along with a couple of the comics. He had a moment with a couple of them. And people start going in on Chad online and shitting on him and judging him. I'm like,
Yeah,
Chad's got a body of work 99% of comedians out there would kill a
Of
relative
course.
to have. The body of material, new hour every year, never moved to LA or New York. The reason I'm getting to your point is that it could either be a feast or famine. You either get knighted or you get thrown into a fucking
Yeah.
pit.
I remember Jim Norton had a similar thing. It was at Sirius XM in DC, and I remember Seton Smith was on this. We
Yeah.
got there at like 6 a.m. or something, waited in line, and I was sick. Like I was not feeling well. And it was the same thing. You get 1 minute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I have this joke because this is serious. You can be dirty. And I was like, it's hit or miss in the clubs, but I know this is Jim Norton's special. I'll just do the joke right now.
Yeah.
But it was essentially, I forgot how you get into it, but like somebody said the word fat recently, PHAT. And I thought that's a cool thing. Or taking like fat and negative and turning it into a positive, you
Yeah.
know, she's fat ass. That's a fat outfit. We should do that with other words. Like you are such a cunt. No, cunt, K-U-N-T means you're a hard worker.
yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
biggest cunt ever.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, how could that not destroy? Did nothing.
Nothing. They didn't like
And I'm
it.
like, it just
Nothing.
sat there.
Fuck.
And I was like,
Just out there and
I've
say,
never-
it's a
Alright,
great joke.
I've never seen that joke not work. I've seen you do it.
yeah. And I feel like this was tailor made. And
Maybe because
and
it was
I,
in the middle of a set.
I don't know.
You
what
don't
it
open
was.
with it.
Were either one of you involved
I
in
might
that
have.
DC improv fucking Eddie Brill showcase?
Yeah, not
that
involved, but I was in
Piece
that.
of shit.
I was in
Mm.
that comedy. I was in the festival,
Yes.
but I didn't do Eddie Brill. I remember you did. And I even
Eddie
remember what Eddie Brill said.
Let's see. Is he still alive? Eddie Brill.
He
is
would give the worst advice.
He give the most dog
He
shit
used to be the
advice.
booker of, was it
David Letterman.
David Letterman?
Yes.
Yeah.
He shit on Rory.
He shit on
He shit on you.
everyone.
He shit on everyone. And then I saw him perform.
Okay. Mm.
Fucking sucked.
He did a have a Coke and a smile joke.
Dude. Eddie Brill was the most wannabe
Oh my
Catskill
God.
fucking ingrown
Yeah.
hair on the nuts of comedy. And a room full of people, I believe a gentleman by the name of Jermaine Fowler,
Yes.
who is in Coming to America 2,
Yeah.
Aparna Nancherla, who I think has been headlining theaters.
Yeah.
Been in multiple TV shows.
Hampton Yunt was on one of those things
Mhm.
with Brill, and he went on to do the relaunch of Mystery
I
Science
know
Theater
Rory was
3000.
on it. I know
Rory,
you were on it.
All of us. And this guy went in there and just ripsawed through us. We were told we were going to get 10 minutes. We got 4. And then apparently he left at some point and went out and got like drinks and food, didn't watch half the comics.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that
Mm.
guy. I hope wherever he is, he's miserable.
I'm sure he's near death. If
He's
not
can't
dead.
be
Yeah.
doing well.
Definitely. So we have a new bonuses up. We just recorded it. There's a new Laughs Count Anywhere we're going to record, I believe, this weekend. There's a new Dork Dynasty coming for Christmas.
There is.
And there's the new
There's
Dork
a
Dynasty right
Dynasty's up. There's
now.
going to be a new Dumbcast.
There you go.
We're going to do before the end of the year.
Let's hear a little bit from Eric and the boys, Carl Hyman, Justin, on this episode of Dork Dynasty.
I gotta admit something. There were, as I was a young man, finding my body out, as you do, going through the puberty years, I had 2 physical copy magazines that I would go to town on myself on. One, I'm sure Justin will know, it is the WWE magazine, I believe the Raw with Sonny on the cover. That was number 1. My number 2, Electronic Gaming Monthly number 74. And if
Lara
you-
Croft.
No, I'll pull it up real quick here.
Why don't you pull this up here real quick?
This is Electronic Gaming Monthly issue number 74. I have on more than one occasion pleasured myself to this right here.
He jacked off to Scorpion. Oh my god, that's amazing.
I just wanted
Wow.
to share that with you guys. That issue got wore the fuck out. I'm going to tell you
Okay.
that right now. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Katana on the cover. Yeah, that your boy, when he was a teenager in Ocean City, definitely did things to himself.
Would you like to see the cover?
Yeah, I would. And also, if you are listening on however you listen, go to our YouTube and watch this episode because I'm going to have Stamboni place this photo in it. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to draw a little YouTube.
And
I would like to see it. Yes.
Okay.
There you
there's
go.
the cartoon.
Yeah.
Do you think, as a young man, you could get one done to that?
I do.
Please, easily.
Yep.
No.
I
can't-
don't think I
can't
could-
do animated.
I can't do it animated, and I've looked at some things.
What
I'm
are you
not
talking
proud
about?
of.
She's got big hips. She's got big boobs.
She's
What
a
are-
cartoon.
Okay,
though.
there's other
I've never
magazines
been
that have
able-
real women that
The cartoon thing, I've never been able to
Well,
do it.
Jessica Rabbit is a cartoon.
And
you
like,
jerked
oh,
off
wow,
to Jessica
I
Rabbit.
couldn't do it.
Hmm.
Even Cool
Nah,
World,
I never have, but
Cool World, I
see.
couldn't get it done.
Right.
Heavy Metal back in the day
I like
with the
heavy
big,
metal.
like barbarian tits and all that.
Mhm.
Just the fact that it's a cartoon has always been that weird delta I can't cross to get
Well,
a
I'm
nut.
sorry to hear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm sorry about Eric having a jack off.
Eric
to
had no
electronic-
issues apparently.
No, Eric was
No.
getting way off. Except
I-
that Sunny magazine. Fucking shout out to that.
I love that he mentioned that magazine and Carl Hammett someone else that it could have been.
Laura Croft.
There was multiple issues
Triangular
where the cover
titties.
was jerk offable.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
that makes sense.
Sephiroth,
Yes.
Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, it was a pretty good episode. We have a wish list of things that we wish for in gaming. The classic, what are we playing now? And yeah, we're gonna have a new Laps Count Anywhere post Survivor Series matchup.
Post maybe Saturday night's main event. I guess,
Yes,
every
that's
night. We
right.
gotta talk.
We got one of those, and we've got another dumb cast that we'll get into before the end.
What I would wish for is there to be an audience like we had Friday night
Oh,
at
geez.
the
Jesus,
Rams Head
dude.
in Annapolis.
Thank you to everybody that came out to a Clue Christmas. The fact that I got to have 2 good comedy shows the week prior, and then I'm coming back for a murder mystery that, listen, this thing sold as fast and as thick as
It
any
really
murder
did.
mystery we've
Oh,
ever
yeah.
done in a prominent club for a brand new show. And it's usually the first one we iron the kinks out in, and there are kinks to be ironed, particularly me remembering the names of characters. You fucking
No,
idiot.
dude, you crushed. What are you
but-
talking about?
Well, it was kind of plot integral, but this crowd we were talking about upstairs,
They were so hot.
they were into Clue. It's a Christmas thing. It's a murder mystery, and we did have a contingent of DLP fans there. But
Yes.
I'm going to guess 85% of the people there
More than that, probably.
were just there
Yeah.
for a show.
Yeah.
And watching them slowly
Oh, man.
figure out what was happening, what that thing is,
Mhm.
and go along for the ride. Fuck, man.
They were, we talk about wrestling, the term we were getting over.
We were
We
over.
were over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm like, oh, this is because when I went out and did the announcements, I'm like, oh, this crowd's kind of hot.
You mentioned that. Yeah.
And then Rob went and did his thing, and then when you brought out Santa Claus,
A minute in and people were
I'm like,
killing.
oh, these guys are
Yeah.
gonna love this.
Yeah.
And I think that first of all, it was really funny, so that's the real reason.
It's a great script, Rob.
but
Thank you.
they were there to laugh. But the other
Katie
thing
and
is,
Joe helped a lot.
Fruitcake.
I think they were
Yes.
kind of blown a way that they obviously didn't know that that's what it was going to be.
Right.
So they were so pleasantly surprised because they're like, oh, we thought we were just going to figure out some murder mystery. Meanwhile, it's hysterical.
They came in with not knowing what it's going to be, but also having an open mind.
Sure.
They weren't. It wasn't like they thought it was going to be something else. They didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then they it ran with it. So we have Bright Box this Saturday, the DC Improv on the 19th, Magooby's Joke House on the 21st, and then a New Year's Eve show, completely different show.
Half
Obviously
comedy,
on New Year's Eve.
half murder mystery, correct? Is that what that night is? Which
you're
one's
doing,
the one
you're
we're
doing
doing?
stand up on New Year's Eve early show.
Early show, and then
then
second one's
the
murder
ones that
mystery.
leads up to the countdown.
Yes.
Fred is our buddy Fred. Aubrey's mad at us, Joe. We didn't go to trivia Monday night.
Shit.
Yeah.
She was guarding a table. We need to let you know, Fred, or follow us on Instagram or follow me or something, and I can let you know or tell Aubrey to follow us when we aren't coming, because we try to make
that.
it.
Yeah,
we do, but we
tell her we're sorry.
We do apologize.
Sorry.
We'll get a Christmas bonus tip next time we're in there.
Rewinding real quick to the murder mystery, can I tell you, as we approach, if we're not already at the 10th anniversary of this thing,
we started in 2015, so this
coming up.
I had an idea.
After this, we've done it 10 years.
We will have done it 10 years coming up. Can you remember? I would love to go and book one of these at the place you saw the shitty one at that gave us the idea to do this, just as a one-off.
Hey, Icaros.
Icaros.
Yeah.
For those that are new to the
Yes.
program, these guys here, I wasn't a part of it, went and saw.
No, it's just me and Katie.
Just you and Katie.
Yeah.
Went and saw a murder mystery at this Greek restaurant. With they
It was
charged
on Groupon or something like
a
that.
Groupon for it.
Katie wanted to go, and it was sold out. I had to wait 3 weeks to go to this
It
thing.
sold out.
Yes.
It was horrible.
It was fucking
so
horrible.
abysmally
Yes.
bad. And and correct me because I might be coloring some details here as I'm known to. That didn't you ask somebody there? Or somebody did, like, is this like their first one of these things? Like, nope, they do them all the time.
Well,
and they fill the place up.
no, what happened was I saw it. We also paid for VIP.
Which was like $50 or something. So it was
I don't
dinner,
know what it
drink,
was.
show.
No, but meaning we're up front.
Yeah.
They're high rollers.
It's not
Yeah.
necessary at all to be up front. And we're there, and it's so awkward and bad, but people loved
They're
it.
loving it.
They loved it. Now that
How
thing's
many people in the building?
200.
There you go.
So that one's a lot different than what we do.
But that was
What-
the impetus.
Yeah.
They took it a serious murder mystery.
What right? It was, and they had everybody at every table had an audience. I mean, there was 30 audience members.
Dude.
So it was shit.
We got a fucking book just once.
Yes.
Just once to go back to that place and bomb.
Yeah.
Just go there and just die.
We have it in us.
I'd love to go in there and Colonial Beach that place. But no,
Yeah.
'cause I was talking with Mudge about it because I said, God, I think we're coming up on 10 years of this thing.
Yeah.
Because we started doing it right as we met. And we met, discussed this thing in my old place from
Yes.
so many years ago.
Yeah.
And I told her the story about their restaurant. She said, "Have you guys ever thought about booking one
I
there?
think it still exists.
If that place is still around?"
Do you remember what you said when we asked you if you did it? Do you remember?
I don't.
You go, I'll do it if I don't have to write anything.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll do it if I have to do
I
minimal.
said, good
I-
enough.
Remember, you also said that you would do it, but then when we actually did it, you go, I just said that because I thought there was no chance we were going to ever do
Yeah.
it.
How many of us
Yes.
have been like, hey,
Of
we should
course.
start a sketch group.
Yeah.
Let's do an improv group. Should we do a podcast? It's just what I
Yeah,
forgot
sure.
is that the people that we're working with, particularly you two, tend to follow through on shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ah,
We did
fuck.
on this.
I didn't think this thing was going to happen.
This is
And
our
then it worked.
17th one that we've done.
A 17
Yeah.
different show.
different stories.
Well, you know,
wow.
we're playing the DC Improv. We're playing Magoo. We're playing the best clubs
We're
Gone
around.
going
Yeah.
overseas
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
this
yeah,
thing
yeah.
for the
So-
military. We've
Mhm.
done stuff in Rockville. We've done
Done
stuff
multiple
in Virginia
funny
Beach,
bones, Richmond, Virginia Beach, Albany.
and selling out with them asking us to come back.
yeah.
I mean, I'll repeat what I said, even with Chaos Theory in the works. Die Laughing Productions Murder Mystery is the most successful comedy thing I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, me too.
too.
JSS is a little different because it's
Yeah. It's
radio,
not the
it's
same thing,
broadcasting,
yeah.
it's not. But as far as comedic performances that I will wrap stand up into, I mean, above Fully Loaded, above Lincoln Theater, above Just for Laughs, above HBO's Aspen Comedy Festival, nothing comes close to this.
Yeah,
thing.
no,
In 10 years of
Not the twitch of eating the chocolate silk pie.
I made it a third of the way through, and I started feeling real sick. Joe sick, shit in the shower, shower sick. So I just put my face into it.
All right. So real quick, I want to get to this before the end of the show.
Yeah,
Rob
yeah,
and
yeah.
I shout out Jack and Jamie. We went to their Christmas party this Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful townhouse in Baltimore. Nice
Yeah.
view of everything.
Oh, it's awesome,
Yeah,
right?
it's like 7 levels.
So we go in there, and a lot of my friends are there, but there's like, you know how your friends have friends that you know, but you don't know them real well.
Yeah,
but you know
yeah.
them a little bit, right?
I recognize that guy. The name escapes me.
Right. Yeah. Well, I knew his name. Rob was calling him the wrong name all night.
It happens.
But this guy comes in, and he obviously had something that he wanted to talk about regarding the murder of the CEO of United Health.
This is before they had any suspects.
They had a video, obviously, of the guy
Yeah, right.
killing him.
Sure.
And he goes, let me tell you, and he walks through why he thinks that guy hired that guy to kill him. It was a suicide.
Okay.
And he provides all these details and he's trying to make a compelling case as to why what he's saying
It seemed important to him.
has credibility.
Mhm.
Okay.
But I didn't hear a word of it.
Why not?
His fly was down.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So
So this guy's trying to make this
yes,
efforted,
right.
detailed.
And I do not know this guy well enough to go up and go, hey, dude, your fly's down. Which, there were people there that did know him well enough.
Yeah, I
to
can
tell
see
him
your
that,
dick.
Okay. So his fly was down. Meanwhile, the party's 3 hours long. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, as soon as he walks away, I said to my friend Jason, I go, his fly's down. And he goes, yeah, I saw.
You're going to say anything?
I go, all right. So I see him across the room, and he is holding court with another group separate from ours, but the house isn't, the room we're in
Right.
isn't big enough.
And you're sitting, so you're dead at this
I'm
crotch.
literally looking
Yeah.
right at the guy.
Mhm.
He's now across the room telling the exact same story to another group of people
He's doing his sales pitch to another group.
with his fly
fly
still down.
open.
Fly still open. The party, we stay for about 3 hours. When I'm leaving, I say goodbye to him. His fly's still down.
Still down.
No one at the whole fucking party said one word to him
Not one word.
about his fly being down for 3 hours.
Everyone
Maybe he
saw
meant to do
it.
it on purpose. That was a conspiracy.
Is that his
So-
bit?
Brittany says fun party convo. I have an addition to this. You didn't hear my conversation.
Oh, go ahead.
I know I didn't want to cut you off.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So at that same group, we're talking about, because that led us to talking about, murders and ID channel stuff
Yeah.
and podcasts.
True crime.
So Kate brings up I think the name is Robert Wan, W-A-N, or Wayne. And I had just listened to this podcast a couple months ago. And then her friend Molly was talking about it. And they start sharing this story. And they're leaving out the best part. And then I start to chime in and tell the best part. But then I realize as I'm saying it, oh, maybe there's a reason they didn't want to talk about this, because it's pretty fucking graphic.
Okay.
What's the
So
graphic?
what happens is this guy, he works in Northern Virginia, lives in Northern Virginia, works in DC, had a late night at work, didn't want to drive to Fairfax, get up the next morning, fight traffic, is an early day at work. He goes to his friend's house. These 3 gay guys that live in DC, they're friends. He's not gay. They go there. Anyway, they call police. Someone came in and stabbed him to death. Police get there. There's no blood. The bed that he's in it's not, you don't see like movement like you would where someone was
Yes.
stabbing you and
Yeah.
flailing and sheets flying. It's the weirdest scene ever. The one guy's in a bath robe. They never solve it. Now, the part they didn't tell, which I then started to tell and realized this is pretty fucked up to talk about. Well, the other thing is they found his own semen inside of him.
Oh,
And
He
the one
found-
guy had a device in his room where you could drug somebody and then take this device and put it over his cock and pump it until he ejaculates. And then they shoved it. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't even know half these people. Should I be telling this story? Merry Christmas.
guys,
What
you
were
forgot
they-
the
yes.
best part is you take
Yeah,
a big rip of
exactly.
eggnog.
What
You
were
got
they-
eggnog
what-
on your lip.
What about the expression on their face?
Well,
What was
as I was saying, guys, maybe this isn't the best part of the
Right,
conversation,
right.
but it is the best part of the story.
it? Of course,
Because
it's
that's
the
what
best
they said.
part.
Amazing.
That's terrifying. Where
Hey,
can I watch this?
Is that what killed him?
No, I think they drugged him. No, there was a stab wound.
Okay.
Exact sign of this knife in the fucking kitchen, multiple. But because of this medication, he wouldn't bleed or something. It's fucking
like it all coagulated?
insane story.
And
I
they-
listened to it on a podcast.
They put himself up his own ass.
yes.
Wow.
They make himself. Oh, he's probably can't feel anything, but he's still alive, obviously. And they take this device that makes him finish, and then they injected that inside of him.
What the
Yeah, it's crazy.
fuck?
That doesn't
And-
seem like the worst way to go.
They seem that it seems like a good party. It's a good time.
I mean, if you're drugged, right?
I'll find you the podcast.
Tommy, I have something I need you to think. I have an idea for a gift for our Secret Santa. You'll love it. Send. Okay. I just like giving Tommy little projects. Right. Hey, I see Schmuck up there.
Yeah.
Before we end.
Yes, I'll tell one. So I was saying this before. This radio used to be so magical, right? The idea of us being on radio.
Still
but what I mean is,
need it to be.
What I mean is, when I say that,
it's
like it's like how much free radio did you do coming up?
All of it. All of it was free radio.
Oh
my God, dozens of hours.
The
of content.
idea of being on the air. You didn't care. You'd leave your day job that paid 6 figures. You drive all the way up to Baltimore in order just to be.
I'll incur a boss's wrath if Mickey or Amelia were like, "We need you to come up for whatever reason." Forgiveness versus permission. I gotta go do it.
100%.
Well, now I
jumped at it.
Now I do nights on Wednesday on WBAL, and I cannot get anybody to fucking do this show with me. Right?
You asked me several times.
So Wednesday I do politics. But Thursday, I got to do Sports Line.
Oh, nice.
Which is different because, first of all, I don't have to stress about the prep because
Orioles are your first love. And you're
I
very
love the Ravens.
Yeah.
You can just wing it.
And I'm like, Rob, you want to do Sports Line? He says no. So anyway.
big X golf night Thursday night.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I start booking people or having the producer book people to talk about the Ravens, to talk about the Terps, to talk about the Orioles. And guess who I booked to talk about the Orioles, but the great Pete Schmuck.
Awesome.
Okay. Now, if you guys don't know, if you don't live in this area, Peter Schmuck wrote for the Baltimore Sun. He was the Ravens beat writer for Orioles beat writer forever. And growing up, I've read this guy, and I used to do WBAL, the weekend review on Chip Franklin's show with Peter Schmuck. I've known him forever. And I was so fucking excited because I haven't probably talked to him in maybe 10 years. Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, while this is going on, there's a fire on 83. Do you know about that fire?
Yeah, big fire. There was a truck that tipped over. It caught fire.
That was Thursday night. So anyway, I start the segment. I go, let me tell you something. The very, very first time I was ever on WBAL AM, this guy was on with me. I used to do the weekend review with Chip Franklin, and we would sit here and we would talk about this or whatever. This guy's he's an idol,
a legend.
Yes,
you're blowing him up.
I love this guy. So
excuse me,
hold on a second. I'm sorry, we have to cut to a press conference. I fucking just blow him off. Okay, after I build him up he doesn't even say a word. Okay,
he's in the building.
No, he's on the phone. He's on the phone. He doesn't even say a word. I'm too busy kissing his ass and blowing him up. And before I can even get him to say one word, they tell me I have to cut him.
Jesus
and
Christ.
I go, oh my God, Peter, I'm so sorry. There's a fire that probably doesn't mean jack shit on 83. They're telling we have to cut to the press conference. We'll do it another time.
Oh,
Bye.
No.
Can I fucking hang up on this guy? That
you got communication
so
with them over email or text or via producer.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's what's funny.
You invite him to the They Might Be Giants concert.
Invite him to a DLP agenda.
Say to I go, give me Pete's number, and I text him. I go, dude, I'm so sorry. This is what happened. He goes, well, I'll be up watching the Monday night game. Never call him back. We do the press conference all the way to the end of my show.
God.
And I roll out and I don't talk to him. So I'm sure when we say, hey, you willing to come on? The answer is going to be hell no.
Is anything on fire?
I don't think he was that upset to not talk to you.
Hey,
I think he got over it.
he got over that before the headset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He just poured the drink a little heavier.
Oh, thank God. Click.
Yeah. He got over it before the fucking screen timed out and went black. Well, hey, we got new stuff on the Patreon. We're going to have a new Laps Count Any very, very shortly. A new Dumbcast before the end of the year. A brand new Dork Dynasty. Again, you can
Story time looming as well.
Story time with looming. I'm not going to be in again next week. I apologize. It's just a busy time of
Yeah,
the
but
year.
we got Tommy in.
Tommy's going to be in. He's going to murder. You won't miss me for a second. And again, you could give people the gift of the Patreon.
You can
gift people DLP.
Patreon.com/the DLP agenda /gift. On December 24th, we normally record on Tuesdays. Obviously, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to put together a little best of. So
you want to tell people your idea about the gifts? I liked it.
Yeah, well, we do a Secret Santa within the DLP agenda, and two of us have a gift for one another. Not the exact matching, but
enough.
We're gonna do have each of us, whoever gets the gift from one of us that's in this, is
We should have all the cast members do it.
video and unboxing.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll do it. Unboxing videos are huge. My
Mhm.
kids watch so many unboxing videos, mystery box videos for toys and stuff. It's almost like a baseball card box break video.
Yes.
You don't
Oh,
know what
yeah.
you're gonna get it. Let's just do that with our Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
You do one, Joe, Sean, Tony, Eric, Katie, and we'll crack them open. We'll send you the videos.
Tony.
Tony. Did I say Tony?
You did. I was
Let's
like,
say
I went
Tony.
in the crowd. I was like, who's it,
Who the
Tony?
fuck's Tony?
Fuck Tony.
Tony
Actually,
Hitchcliff's in
Tony
this.
Hitchcliff.
Yes.
Yes.
on this.
Yeah,
Yes.
he got me. He's gonna give me $1 million. Hey, no, to give you 1 minute.
Yes. Oh wow, cool. I got 1 minute. But yes, everybody in the DLP will put it up there. We'll make it like a little Patreon video.
I
Some
love
we
it.
are, some we won't.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it. Spread the word. Give somebody the gift of the DLP agenda this holiday season. We'll talk to you next week.